This episode of Unscripted is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a no-jitter energy drink mix that doesn't have that energy drink taste, and it gives me the energy to do YouTube and Twitch. You can get 10% off your order at WGG with code Krooked. There's a link in the description down below. Thanks, Dubby, for sponsoring this episode, and here's Unscripted. Hello everyone, I'm Krooked and I do stuff, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted look at games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. And today, we are playing Need for Speed Carbon. I used to be a really big racing... Okay, I guess I have to do this. Racing game fan. And this was, for a really long time, my favorite racing game. I absolutely loved it. I thought that everything controlled well, looked good. I just thought it was an awesome game. So, since I, have been kind of on a PS2 kick, like I've said, I thought, hey, why not, check out a game that I loved immensely. I remember this having great graphics, great cars, like everything. And looking at it, just getting into the game, the cars still look pretty good. Oh, cross. Okay. L1 for Nitro. I used to play the heck out of this game. Oh no. No, gotta go. The game was just pretty, had a ton of customization, and it controlled a little stiff in the beginning because, you're kind of a new racer and your car's not all that fantastic, but later on in the game, it got really good. So, yeah, it starts off the tutorial, you go through this, you smash through a bunch of stuff, your car's all beat up, and it's very Fast and the Furious movie-ish with everything. So, it starts off, with a way to get you into the game a little bit, I guess. I can't tell if he's CGI or a person. I think he's CGI. Okay, so car was totaled. This isn't even a question. I'm taking the RX-8. I've always played automatic in racing games because the way that shifting has worked has been weird, but if I'm actually using a steering wheel, then I prefer to use manual. I just don't like it on a controller because then it's wonky. So, yeah. It tells you the controls between scenes. That's a Mazda 3. I actually drive a Mazda 3, so that's fun. The game sounds good. It sounds like, you'd think a racing game should. Controls-wise, it's smooth. It runs really well. And you do get to control the car, and it works pretty well in that regard. You can accidentally shift, though, even if you have it set on automatic. That's a little wild. I don't know if this would be worth playing today because of the graphics, though. The game does look good, don't get me wrong, and there's real cars in it, which is even cooler, because you can, pick a favorite car of yours and you get to be able to play it. However, it looks very blocky, and I do understand this is a PlayStation 2 game, But blockiness in a racing game isn't something that makes it more entertaining. It really just makes it less good. Now, when we didn't have games that were more advanced graphics, then yeah, it was definitely passable because this looked better than any other game that we could play at the time. However, now with ultra realistic graphics, it's just not pulling the same weight that it used to pull, and that makes it harder to really enjoy it. Because again, it does look good, but you can play basically any game from the PS3 era on and get similar gameplay with much, much better graphics. So with a game like this, and also with sports games, you know, the gameplay has remained mostly unchanged for the last 20 years. But when it comes to the graphics, that's where it really comes out and shows you what it's made of. With more modern releases like Need for Speed Heat and just Need for Speed, where you get to enjoy all the modern graphics with the same controls, that's really what's going to bring this game down in a rating. There's also a lack of music. And, you know, just driving around with car noises, not a lot of people are always going to want to do that. They're going to want a little bit more. Even if you're, you know, just in the tutorial, it needs some music, something to kind of entertain you other than just car noises. I personally don't know anyone who drives without music. And I wouldn't want to drive without music in a game, because driving and music go hand in hand. So, I guess it's me and him now, but the Mazda boys. Mazda boys racing off into the night. So let's see if there's anything once we're on the street. I remember you could basically drive around and do what you wanted to do, but I don't know if it's that way or if I'm misremembering it compared to, like, you know, a different Need for Speed game. Now we're gonna get pursued by the cops, which I remember this being kind of a fun little thing too, because you have to avoid them, go to a hiding spot, and, you know, kind of just hang out while the cops look for you. Okay. I don't think a Mazda 3 is going to take out a police cruiser like that, but, you know, that's fine. Especially since my first Mazda 3 got totaled when a lady ran into me from behind at 50 miles an hour. So I don't know if it would have done better from a side impact. I'm going to assume not, though. So, the game feels fast, it controls fine. The sound, I mean, there is music, I guess, but it's not like today when you'd be hearing tracks from actual music stars. It's just kind of generic bum 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 ba-dum bum bum. Game was sponsored by AutoZone though, so that's kind of funny. They have a lot of aftermarket car stuff, so I'm not super surprised. Yeah. There's... Oh, and Cascade sponsored it. That's kind of wild. Most car companies today wouldn't want to be associated with it. So, I mean, playing the game, it still looks pretty good. It controls pretty good. It's fun. I just think with all of the other options that you have available for you today, I honestly just don't see any reason to ever play this one. You could probably just check out Need for Speed for modern consoles and enjoy it just as much as Need for Speed Carbon. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Need for Speed Carbon a 6 out of 10. If you're a fan of the series, you might enjoy it a lot. If you're playing through the series in order, you're really going to enjoy the quality of life changes that you're going to run into with it. Outside of that, though, it's nothing special. It's really just a racing game with no real benefit. So, like this video if you enjoyed what you saw. Comment down below, let me know what your favorite new Need for Speed game is, or if you've ever played Need for Speed Carbon. Hit that subscribe button so that way you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted, and hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode comes out. And with all that being said, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye!